4-2. Things are not great in Philadelphia right now.
The vibes are off.
Yeah. Let's get into it. Welcome to, what are we, now episode 10. It's a 10.
Fucking 10.
It's a 10. Episode 10 of Cheap Seats and Cheesesteaks. I am Jay Sensi, joined by Tyler Calvey. And, buddy, I think if you told me before the season started that we'd be 4-2 after 6 games, I don't think I would be super upset. I think that's a good record. I think the way that we got here kind of sucks, though. I don't think I would have predicted we dropped these 2 games, especially in the way that we did. And we beat 4 of the hard teams and lay an egg against the Giants in New York. The optimism is not high. How you feeling?
Yeah. I felt good after the Broncos game.
Yeah.
I thought the Broncos game, we played tough. We played hard. The offense stalled out in the second half. I thought that the referees played a part in it. But when it came to the Giants game, we just looked bad. We just looked uninspired. It just was not good. Not good effort.
Nobody wanted to tackle.
Yeah, that's the most. I don't know if they're tired, if these games have worn them down, the short week, but yeah, it's just very reminiscent of the 2023 collapse. Just looking very uninspired. Not having Jalen Carter in there, the pass rush the pass rush just not good, and it's only gotten worse with Zadarius Smith walking away uninspectedly.
What do you think? What do you think happened there? You think it was a suggested retirement, or what do you think is going on there?
I mean, the Eagles said they had no idea. I thought originally it was they're going to trade for a pass rusher.
Yeah,
and maybe he was going to be involved in it, and he was kind of like, I don't know if I want to go to another team. I got traded to last year in the middle of the season to another team. I don't want to uproot my family and go to, the Jets or wherever we're going to pull somebody from.
For half a year.
Yeah, and maybe he was just like, I just done. But they said that they didn't know, and maybe the only thing I can come up with, and I hate to be the conspiracy theory guy with the Eagles, but that the locker room is just that dysfunctional. And he just said, because he came to the Eagles because he's ring chasing. He went to the Lions because he was ring chasing. And for a guy who is at the back end of his career and he's looking in this locker room and he's like, this team ain't going to win a Super Bowl, for him to just retire after week 6, it's just not good.
God, I hope that's not it.
The vibes are off. You know what? The vibes are off. Switch seats.
Okay. We got to switch headphones. This is so on brand for just how we operate.
Yes. This is very much.
This might do it. This might be the.
We got to shake it up.
Fuck. Why didn't we think about this last week?
Well, because it was not that drastic yet. It was not drastic.
I think this is going to be it. We're going to bounce back now. We switch seats. Coming in.
Listen, we switched the fit. You went from the Kelly Greens to the, to the
new logo.
New logo.
Now technically this is Kelly Green, but it's kind of, logo agnostic.
Yeah, new vibe.
We need a whole new, lots of things. What did I want to ask you? You think we'll trade for a pass rusher? That's the rumor mill.
I mean, that's my biggest concern. As bad as the cornerback play is, I feel that, if you up the pass rush, it makes your cornerbacks a little bit better.
Yeah, because the cornerbacks are not great.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything about Quinyon? It's going to be a lingering thing. I mean, the hamstring, you never know. When he came out, that game got significantly worse, though. Adoree Jackson didn't want to tackle at all. See that goal line play? I mean, I wouldn't want to tackle Scattaboo either, but I mean, listen, you're an NFL cornerback. Fucking put your shoulder down, dude.
Yeah.
Try.
It's
Try. Don't just stand there.
and that's where I talk about the vibes in the locker room. I just last year I felt like each guy was ready to, lay down his life career
Mm-hmm.
for that extra yard, for that extra play, for that extra whatever we needed. And I just think these guys now, they just, I don't know, especially against a or divisional opponent,
Yep.
rivalry, a must have bounce back game, they looked like they did not want to be there.
I hate to say it, but I think we miss Gardner Johnson.
You
And
know
I'm
me.
not saying from a play standpoint.
Yeah.
I'm saying from an attitude standpoint.
Yeah. I mean that I love CJGJ. He's been, my one of my favorite players over the last couple of years. And yeah, I don't know, man. We miss him. We miss his energy, his attitude, and
Could sign him off the Ravens practice squad. He's not on the active roster.
listen.
I don't know that they would do it, but
If the locker room is a
can.
mess right now, I don't know if adding him to the mix is
Yeah.
going to do it, because apparently he was
Yeah.
a locker room problem.
Mm.
Yeah, and going back to the X's and O's of it. Besides the Patullo situation, I mean Jalen Hurts last game, he's got to be better, man.
Yeah.
There were opportunities that you make a couple plays that you must have. I love, me, I love
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Hurts, and I give him all the credit when it's deserved, and I got to give him blame when it's deserved. And man, that pick six was terrible. Or was it pick six? No,
No,
not pick
almost
six,
a pick
almost
six.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, Saquon stopped him. But that pick, just a bad ball all around, a bad read all around. Him overthrowing Devontae Smith, which would have probably been a huge play, if not a touchdown, at a crucial moment in the game. Yeah, at this point, I mean, everybody wants to blame Patullo, and he does deserve some blame. But man, the guys on the field affect the game more than any coach, and right now they're just not playing well.
Yeah, I mean, I wish you could point to one or two things and say you clean these up and you're a much better football team, but I think it's a pretty long list at this point. We're not blocking. We're not getting plays in fast enough. The play calls have not been stellar. Jalen didn't play great. Doesn't seem like anybody on defense really wants to tackle. The cornerbacks outside of DeJean and Quinyon are trash cans. Sorry. I just don't think they're good. And we're not getting any pass rush. And we have guys retiring in the middle of the season out of nowhere. It kind of seems like an insurmountable list of things to correct in short order of time.
Yeah, and I'm a forever optimist with the Eagles.
Yeah.
And right now they're not giving me much hope to cling to think that they're going to turn this around anytime soon.
No, I mean, at least coming out of the Broncos game, when we recorded last week, we lost, but we had a lot of positive things to say. We said, well, this was good. This was good. Some calls were questionable, but we did a lot of good things. And I don't have really anything that we did well in that Giants game. And that's concerning.
Yeah. I mean, we've had 3 games this year where we put up 0 points in the second half. And compared to last year where it was kind of the opposite, where we were a second half team.
Yep.
Yeah. I think the biggest problem for me is that the defense has just not looked good. And I thought, if nothing else, we can lean on the defense. And I think we did a little too much early in this year, and we looked tired, banged up, just worn down.
I mean, the Minnesota game will be a big telltale on whether that's the case. I mean, hopefully Jalen Carter's back. He influences the run game quite a bit. Pass game too, but we couldn't stop anybody on Thursday night, and they have a little bit more rest. But I mean, if we can't come into Minnesota and put up some type of defensive, they don't have to be a shutout, but some type of defensive improvement, then the confidence level is going to keep dropping.
Yeah, and I don't know if the AJ Brown is that big of a deal where this locker room is split. of half of the guys are Jalen Hurts guys and half of the guys are AJ Brown guys, kind of like the T.O. situation.
Mm-hmm.
But man, the vibes are off. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to scrap this season. I mean, we got a long way to go.
Yeah.
And I feel a couple wins and a couple impressive wins can really turn this around. But man, it's a lot. It's a lot right now.
I mean, really, the only thing we've got going for us right now is the rest of the division is not doing great either. Washington drops a game, with a field goal at the end of the game. Dallas drops one too. I mean, we're still ahead in the division. It's ours to lose, but man, we got to start pulling away. Maybe Nick's got to shave his head.
Yeah, we need something.
Change it up. Shave the noggin, man.
We need something, man. We need a spark. And I feel we just did that. We changed the vibes here with the seats. Sometimes we got to switch
This is going to be it. I'm telling you.
We've done this before in the past where we're watching a game at the stadium and we got to switch seats and change up the vibes. But, yeah, the biggest thing, though, execution. And, you just can't put up zeros in a second half in 3 straight games and expect to win those games. It just doesn't work like that. Not in this league. Hats off to the Giants. I think they're a much improved team. I think Jackson Dart is the guy. I think that they did a good job with scouting and getting him and taking him where they did. And I talked the Scatterboo game into existence. I hope that that's the game. I hope that he doesn't have another one.
Honestly, I think they're both crayon eaters. I think Dart's a crayon eater too.
A little bit. But, you feed off of that.
Yeah.
And he gave them energy. And right now we have no energy, man. There's no excitement. Last year, we had the celebrations and guys were, inspired. I think that Nick Sirianni, that's his superpower.
Yeah.
He's not much of a coordinator X and O guy. I think he does a good job at inspiring these guys and getting more out of them in the effort department. But fuck, man, we need effort. We need to start blowing people off the ball. We need to start getting after the quarterback, and we need to start, imposing our will.
Yep.
And that was our whole thing. I don't know if you saw that Emmanuel Acho breakdown though.
Yeah.
That's the one thing about that offense. Emmanuel Acho, former Eagle linebacker, journeyman guy, sports commentators, that 3x1, only running it on 1st and 2nd and 10, only run out of the pistol. I mean, if he knows that and we know that, they know that.
They know it. And they know more. Yeah.
So, fuck, we got to figure this out and we got to figure it out fast. I'm not the sky is falling, but, it's not looking good right now.
No, we got to go into these next 2 games. We got to win them. You're going to need revenge on New York. Maybe that's a little chip on the shoulder. But we got to go into Minnesota and win.
Yeah, I hope that this is the Tampa Bay game from last year where we were missing a couple pieces. We were beat up, tired. We took an ass whooping, and we looked ourselves in the mirror and came back and put a better effort forth. But I would love it if we could win these next 2 games, get into the bye week, fix some things, scheme-wise, schematic-wise, and get some health back. Nolan Smith, if we can get him back and him healthy, is huge. If we could, get a trade and get a piece that can help us in the pass rush or secondary help. But this feels, I don't want to, like everybody else, it feels like the 2023 where we're banking on a mid-season trade to change our fortunes, and good teams don't rely on that.
No, and I think the question becomes, does one monster trade make all the difference? I don't think one guy can do it. Like, even if I know there was rumors about the what's the defensive end from Cincinnati, Hendrickson.
Yeah.
I saw a rumor on the mill from one of the beat reporters this morning that said he's a top target. I mean, is he great? Yeah, but do you stick him in there and all of a sudden everything else changes? I don't think so.
But I mean, him, Jalen Carter healthy, and Nolan Smith healthy could. But also, yeah, I don't know if one defensive end is going to change everything for us at this point. Like I said, offensively, unless he's going to catch passes too and block on the offensive line, honestly, I would at this point I would love for us to get a guard.
Yeah,
and because Landon's banged up. Steen. I thought Steen's played well.
Yeah.
But all in all, I mean, this run game is the most concerning. I mean, we can't impose our will at all. And I mean, I guess it's a predictability thing, but fuck, I mean, you can't pick up 2-3 yards. Like, Saquon's getting hit in the backfield. He's not even getting to the line. That's a problem.
Last year he would fall forward and get 2 yards.
Well, last year he had the best contact ratio where like he wasn't getting touched until he was like 3 or 4 yards past the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
Where now he's got the worst. He's getting hit -1 yard, -2 yards in the backfield every play.
Yep.
So, yeah, I don't know, man.
We got to be able to establish that run. Because
Yeah,
we're not establishing the pass either.
No.
Right? So, I mean, we got to establish something.
Yeah, everything comes off of that. Especially with this team, I feel like everything comes off of our ability to run the ball. That even 22 with Miles Sanders and Boston Scott and Jalen Hurts, having those guys, that was the big deal to me. Was we're a run first team, defensive team. We lost our identity in 23. We threw the ball all over the place.
Yep.
Our defense wasn't good at all, and we ended up collapsing. And then last year, obviously, great run, great defense. Everything comes off of that. So, we gotta figure that out.
I mean, you sent me an interview. I don't remember the guy who was doing the interview with Doug Peterson, and he said this reminded him a lot of the 2018 season coming off of the Super Bowl win. And I mean, yeah, you can make a lot of parallels there. I hope we don't end up the same way, but I don't have a lot of good things to say at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, the 2020 or the 2018, that might be more applicable here. I think there is a internal drama that people aren't talking about, and I mean, I never wanted to believe that the AJ Brown, for years they would every chance they got, they would throw him under the bus, the media, and I never wanted to believe it, and but now, I mean, I can't think of anything else than it's just become a very toxic situation. I mean, for Zadarius Smith just to walk away for nothing, and I mean, what did we pick him up week 1, right? Or week 2, even.
Week 1 or 2, yeah.
So I mean, he's only been there for a couple weeks. And he's played
like
well.
1 month in, he pulls the ripcord.
Yeah, and he's playing well. It's not like, we got him and he's been sitting and not playing and he was like, you know what, maybe I want out. Like, to me, for him to just walk away, I feel like, if we're a 4-2 team that looks like we're going to go on a run, I don't think he walks away. I think he sticks it out, and no matter what the situation is, because, he's got an opportunity to win a Super Bowl. Where I think for him to look around the locker room and say, man, this place is dysfunctional as fuck. And I don't want anything to do with this place.
Yeah, not even this place with football.
Yeah.
not even say trade me.
Right.
I'm going to sit. I'm done forever.
Yeah.
But could it be that bad? Like at the end of the day, I didn't play football. You did. The locker room aspect. All right. When you get out on the field, don't you still want to win? Or is it that, could it be that bad of a detriment where when you get out there, you're still unwilling to give it your all?
Well, I think it's a part of, like, in AJ Brown situation, we'll talk about receivers because we've been there with T.O. before, where, you're voicing your displeasure with the situation. And then when the situation starts to play itself out in a couple series, you start going, see, this is what I'm talking about. And then now the locker room comes to the field. And then now guys are just like, the energy permeates where, like I said, flip side is, we've seen the 2017 team where, we lose our starting quarterback and guys rally and pull it together and believe in doing something when no one else believes it. And then flip side is, we're in this situation where, we guys are not buying in. And that's the biggest thing with a football team. With the locker room dynamic, you can't have 20 guys bought in.
Right.
It has to be 22. It has to be 53. And it has to be even more than it has to be your belief in the coaches, your belief in the system, your belief in every time that play call comes in, we're going to execute this play call. Where I feel like, if you get these receivers, much like T.O., where, we came off a Super Bowl loss and that season was a disaster because T.O., every time things didn't go his way, he goes, see, I told you this quarterback ain't doing what he's supposed to be doing. And if that's the case here where A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts are not, vibing, which that's been the case they've been saying it for the last 2 or 3 years.
Yep.
And, if that's the case, it's just a locker room divided can't stand. And, like I said, we've seen the opposite where we've believed when nobody else did. And that carries teams over. And then this team, I believe they can do it. I think they're too talented to not figure this out. But if the players, it doesn't matter how talented you are, if the play call comes in and you get a guy who goes, this fucking Billy guy.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go again. And then, and then another guy starts to go, yeah, man, what the fuck is up with these play calls? AJ's right. And Jalen Hurts is the consummate profession. He's like, no, man, I don't care what they call. We're going to do it. And one or two guys are like, dude, fuck this shit. This ain't it. And, it causes a rift. It causes a problem. And, I hope that's not the case. I hope that it is literally just they're a little bit tired. They're a little bit injured. And as the season goes on, we find a little bit of health. We find a little inspiration. And we fix some of the problems, scheme-wise. And we go on a run. Because I feel also, a 5-game winning streak and you blow a couple teams out, a couple good teams, that could fix some stuff too.
Sure.
When you get guys to buy in and believe. But the only way to do that is to fucking score touchdowns in both halves.
Yeah.
You can't, because like I said, if you don't buy in and you don't believe and you have a problem and then it plays out in front of your eyes where you're not scoring a touchdown for 3 second halves, like I said, you could not score in the first half.
Right.
And put up points in the second half and guys will believe, but you can't fucking just pull shit and be like, oh, we look good. And then come on in the second half and lay an egg.
Right.
And you can't move the ball and 3 and outs. And then now your defense is also going like, fuck, man, like we need a rest.
Yep.
You guys are wearing us out. Like every time we make a play for you guys come in 3 and out and punt. Now we're right back out there. Like we'll grab a sip of Gatorade and now we're back on the field for another 10-play drive. That wears teams down.
That's where the establishing of the run game really becomes critical for us because that's what we leaned on last year. We were able to keep our defense off the field a lot. And then when they came on the field, they balled out and they were fresh because we were able to run the ball. We could rely on Saquon to get 4 or 5 yards at a clip if we needed to. And now, there's just such a little, and it's not, I'm not going to say there's little confidence in him. I think the confidence is in him. I think the confidence in the run game altogether, piecing it all to where he can actually be himself and be effective isn't happening. And then our defense is gassed. You could tell by the end of every game, they're slow to get off the line. We got to fix a lot of things.
Run the fucking ball. Figure it out. Run the ball. It's not rocket science. Let everything come off of that. Run the ball. I don't care if you got to, take Saquon out of the game and throw a little trickeration and just A.J. Dillon and, some of these backups that we got, Shipley. But you have to establish the run game because Jalen Hurts becomes lethal off of play action. Jalen Hurts becomes lethal off of the read option. Got to figure it out. The RPOs, whatever it is, we got to figure it out. And even the players are saying it's predictable. I mean, if you listen to Lane Johnson, I guess we were predictable last year. It's just execution was way better.
Yeah, but when you win the line of scrimmage, even if you're predictable, you can push guys 2 yards
Sure.
if you have to.
Yeah.
And we're not doing that either.
And then Saquon makes one guy miss, and then it's
Yes.
a 60-yard touchdown.
Yep.
So we have that capability, and I still believe. I think this team is too talented to scrap the year,
Mm-hmm.
but they got to figure this out. Nick Sirianni has to do what he does best, and he's got to figure out a way to get these guys inspired, get these guys to believe. If he's got to shave his head, shave his nuts, fucking put on fucking a dress, I don't give a fuck, whatever it is that gets these guys ready to play some fucking football, because one, we're Philly. We're tough. We want to smash people, and we got to get back to that, because that was last year. We weren't just beating teams; we were beating teams up.
Yep.
And we got to get back to that, because we look soft as fuck against the Giants, and that is unacceptable football. That's the quickest way to get me off of being a Eagles believer. I don't give a fuck if you lose. If you're smashing and you're being physical,
Mm-hmm.
I'm riding with you.
Yep.
Because that will lead to wins. You will beat teams down. But if you are soft and you're a soft defense and you're laying tackles and not hitting at the point of attack and not putting your nose in there, that is the quickest way for me to scrap this year. And hopefully with the fucking 20 draft picks we got next year, we could find some guys who want to fucking, get in the mix of stuff.
Yes. I love it. You want to go into Minnesota?
Yeah.
I mean, I think at this point, from a morale standpoint, this is a must-win game.
Yeah. 100%.
We can't go 3 in a row.
100%.
Do we need the game to stay competitive in the division? Probably not. Morale and locker room standpoint, this is a must-win game.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 21-17.
Yeah. I don't know.
Hopefully one of those touchdowns in the second quarter.
Yeah. My thing is 21-17 ain't going to do it.
No,
I don't think you beat a Minnesota. Like, we got to beat them down. It's got to be, a 34-13, a 34-10. This defense has to come out and get some sacks and, have some pass rush integrity and not let these mobile quarterbacks or even semi-mobile quarterbacks just pull the ball down and make plays with their legs and run around. And so, I need a 34-10. I don't know if I believe this, but that's what I need. We need a beat down of a team, because we have not had that yet. We have not played a full game yet. And, putting up, 21 points against a team that doesn't have a quarterback and doesn't have a run game, won't do it. I think that'll only add fuel to the fire.
Yeah, despite a win.
Yeah. I think we need it. We need a big win, and it has to be impressive, and it has to be consistent, and that's where I'm at. 34-10, or forget about it. Birds by a fucking million, or, punt on the season, and hopefully we can figure it out. Hopefully, next year's our Super Bowl run. I guess that seems to be the trend. We lose to Tampa in the playoffs, and then we go to the Super Bowl in the next year.
Yeah.
Because Tampa looks good. Looking at the rest of the conference, the NFC, Tampa looks good, and I don't think we're going to block another punt and get up on them by 2 or 3 scores. So if we got to go to Tampa late in the season or in the playoffs, it ain't going to go good for us. The Rams, they've lost a couple tough games, but I think overall they moved the ball and more consistent than us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really want to play the Commanders anytime soon.
No.
Because I still think Jaden Daniels would give us fits. The fact that we can't get a quarterback to the ground.
Right.
And, so like I said, I need a 34-10, and I need a physical, tough football team to show up. And we got to figure this shit out, man, because I'm going to watch the games regardless. So don't make me, sit there and curse at the TV. My poor son, I don't want him to have to see that side of me. Last year we were cursing, but in a good way.
Yes.
Yep. So, yeah, man, this is a must-win game for us, and a must win in a convincing fashion. And we need to move the ball. We need to run the ball, and we need to, be consistent. You can't put zeros in the second half and expect to win in this league. It just will not happen.
I still believe they're going to do it. I might eat those words, but they're too talented, man.
Yeah.
Too talented not to figure it out, to pull together. You still think it's going to be AJ's last year with us? I mean, you said it earlier.
Yeah, I said this last year, that next year is AJ. Well, this year would be AJ Brown's last year. I thought just from a trade value standpoint, and sometimes you just got to make the tough decisions and move off of players a year early rather than a year late. But after this whole thing and him not vibing and expressing himself through the media and through social media and stuff like that, I believe in Jalen Hurts. I think he is a great leader and a great team player, and you can't have a receiver who questions your leader like he seems to be doing. I mean, I don't know the whole dynamic, but it seems like he doesn't vibe with Jalen.
Right.
So yeah, it's tough. And like I said, if you're gonna move off of anybody, a receiver is the way to go, because you can get value in the draft. You can get guys for cheaper to or two to pick up the production for a guy like him. Even though I think he's an extraordinary talent, but he'll be pushing that 30 mark, and he doesn't look like an unstoppable force this year, and I don't think it's gonna get better with age.
Right.
So yeah, I believe AJ Brown, this will be his last hurrah. So I would like for him to just put his best foot forward and try to win this championship, man. I think we have that type of team.
We do. Starts in Minnesota Sunday. Must-win game. Let's go.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.